Don't miss out on important news. Our videos are being deleted. So if you don't want to be cut off from honest news, take a moment to sign up for our newsletter at newsletter.ntd.com so you don't lose access to NTD. Go to newsletter.ntd.com to sign up for our evening newsletter.
Undercover journalism nonprofit project Veritas has just released new secretly recorded footage. The footage shows a CNN employee crediting the network for getting Trump out of office and talking about CNN's new focus now that COVID stories are becoming fatigued.
James O'Keefe's Project Veritas has released new secretly recorded footage showing CNN technical director Charlie Chester detailing how the network worked to support President Biden during his 2020 election campaign.
We would always show shots of him jogging and that I'm healthy, blah, 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 and him in aviator shades and like you paint him as a young geriatric.
The montage of undercover clips were taken on several different occasions, and as with any clipped sound bites, the final product should be approached with caution. However, this video does show a number of Chester's complete sentences, making misleading editing tricks unlikely. In the video, Chester credits CNN for getting President Trump voted out of office, and says that's why he came to work at CNN. He also admits the stories CNN ran about Trump's health amount to propaganda.
Like when Trump was, I don't know, like his hand was shaking or whatever like that. We brought in like so many medical people to like all tell a story that like it was all speculation. That he was like neurological damage, like that he was losing it. He's unfit to, whatever. We were creating a story there that we didn't know anything about. So that's I think that's propaganda.
The CNN employee said getting Trump out of office was CNN's focus. But now he says CNN has another focus, climate change. Chester indicated that the public is getting tired of virus-related stories and said climate change is going to be the next COVID.
It's going to be our focus. Our focus was to get Trump out of office, right? Without saying it, that's what it was, right? So our next thing is going to be for climate change.
He said this decision came from the head of the network and that it's already been announced to employees. As technical director, Chester wouldn't have input on show content, and he was likely not included in editorial meetings. However, in a statement to Mediaite, O'Keefe said, as a technical director, Charlie Chester is fully involved in the day-to-day operations of CNN's newsroom. He is witness to decisions being made and who they are coming from. He has full access to the culture within the network and explains on video how company-wide directives are being implemented. O'Keefe says this video is only part one, indicating there's more to come.
China's aggression towards Taiwan continues to increase as a record-breaking 25 Chinese military jets entered Taiwan's air zone. Meanwhile, in the East China Sea, the U.S. Navy sent a message that they are keeping an eye on Chinese activity. NTD's Tiffany Meyer has more.
In its largest air incursion to date, China's aggression towards Taiwan shows no sign of easing. On Monday, a record-breaking 25 Chinese military aircraft entered the island's airspace. Taiwan's defense ministry reported fighter jets and nuclear-capable bombers among the planes in the incursion. As part of its One China policy, Beijing claims Taiwan as part of its own territory. It has not shied away from the possibility of unifying the island with mainland China by force. The unparalleled incursion comes after new U.S.-Taiwan policies. On Friday, the U.S. State Department issued fresh guidelines that will enable American officials to meet more freely with their Taiwanese counterparts. In light of the guidelines, China's foreign ministry issued a stern warning on Tuesday. The ministry spokesman told the U.S. to grasp the weight of the situation in regards to Taiwan and warned the White House not to play with fire. He went as far as to call the One China policy the foundation of U.S.-China relations. China's incursion into Taiwan also came despite a warning from the U.S. just one day prior. On Sunday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned that it would be a serious mistake for China to change the status quo in reference to Taiwan. The U.S. has released a bold photo message to China, seemingly warning the country's Navy not to step out of line. Over the weekend, the U.S. published a photo showing that the U.S. Navy is keeping an eye on a Chinese aircraft carrier. The image was taken last week, somewhere in the East China Sea. It captures a U.S.-guided missile destroyer, the USS Mustin, just a few thousand yards or meters away from Chinese aircraft carrier Liaoning. Analysts say the photo was designed to send a clear message to Beijing. The USS Mustin's commander, Briggs, is seen relaxing with his feet up, with his deputy sitting beside him, both watching the Chinese Liaoning ship. A former Taiwan's Naval Academy instructor called the staged photo cognitive warfare, adding that the image means the U.S. isn't taking Chinese aggression lightly. A professional photographer notices the commander Briggs is using a Steiner telescope in the photo. On the scope, the company's logo, "Nothing Escapes You," is visible. China reacted quickly to the message. The Chinese Communist Party's media mouthpiece released a video showing Navy live-fire drills. The video explained that intensive Navy training is being conducted across 3 major war zones in China. The chief editor of a Chinese state-run newspaper, Hu Xijing, posted an update soon after on Chinese social media platform Weibo. He boasted that the Chinese regime would drive U.S. troops over 900 miles offshore during war.
U.S. lawmakers are condemning the April 12th attack on the Epoch Times print shop in Hong Kong. The newspaper provided more details about the incident.
The director of the Epoch Times Hong Kong edition gave new details on the attack.
As soon as the attackers barged into the printing plant, they threatened the staff, telling them not to do anything that would force the attackers to take action. They caused extensive damage to the printing equipment. The printing press control panel sustained the most severe damage, while the transmitter, several computers, and a CPU were also destroyed.
The Epoch Times also released footage that shows 4 masked men breaking into the printing house. They smashed computers and printing machinery and threw concrete rubble onto the printing equipment. Guo Jun said the attack is not an isolated incident.
This attack is not an isolated incident. It's the 5th time since its establishment in 2006 that criminals have targeted the printing press. Since last October, staff at the printing press have been monitored and followed by unknown vehicles.
She says the same facility was attacked in November 2019. That's when 4 masked men broke in and set fire to the building. There was also another attack back in October 2012.
Thugs tried to smash open the gate to the facility. 2 months later, 7 men carrying toolboxes attempted to break into the facility, but fled after being discovered by security guards.
Founded in the United States in 2000, the Epoch Times began publishing in Hong Kong in 2001.
The Chinese Communist Party has used every trick in the book to suppress the Epoch Times in Hong Kong in an attempt to prevent the city's people from getting independent news. The Epoch Times is one of the few remaining voices in the Hong Kong media landscape that does not bend to the CCP.
The attack on free press has gained increasing attention from U.S. lawmakers. The director thanked the international community for its support. She said Hong Kong Epoch Times will never bow to the Chinese Communist Party and will continue reporting the truth. The Hong Kong Epoch Times office has suspended its printing operations due to the damage, but Guo Jun says staff are in the process of repairing the equipment. She expects to start printing again by April 16th.
2 California leaders are facing sexual assault allegations. One is a former mayor who has been arrested without bail. The other is a current mayor facing recalls by local residents. NTD's David Lamb has the story.
On Saturday, police officers arrested former Sebastopol Mayor Robert Jacob and took him into custody without bail. Jacob is facing an investigation of 5 felonies, including distribution of child pornography and 1 misdemeanor sexual assault crime against a minor. According to Sebastopol Police Chief Kevin Gilgore, the alleged assaults occurred between December 2019 and March 2021. Jacob was the CEO of 2 large marijuana dispensaries in California and was the first marijuana business executive elected as a U.S. mayor in 2013. His career even earned him the nickname the Cannabis Mayor in the industry. The current mayor of Sebastopol, Una Glass, called the arrest of his predecessor extremely disappointing. And just miles away, Windsor's Mayor Dominic Fapoli is also facing allegations of sexual assault from 6 women, including a French intern at his family-owned winery. One of the allegations dates back to 2003. But Fopoli has denied all accusations and called them political and social machinations. Local residents and officials are campaigning to recall Fopoli. 2 California representatives called on Fopoli to resign and say the allegations suggest a pattern of predatory behavior. His chief political ally, Council Mayor Deborah Fudge, also called for his removal. The state's attorney general will oversee the investigation into Fopoli. David Lam, NTD News, California.